go switch out of the way.
How many downers are there? How many downers are there in the game? They still play, right?
Yeah, Oedo, Ghost Toys, Festival, One, I think 6. So we're halfway there. The 6th dungeon though is like 1 minute long, so it's not really a dungeon, but. So here comes the Impact theme. So I'll explain it really quick so I don't talk over the music. Impact is a gigantic robot, so we're gonna enter a mech battle. It's gonna be first person, and I'm gonna infinite the guy with Mudada, I think it's called. I don't know. The thing where he punches a lot, the infinite punch combo. So here's Impact. I'm just gonna be quiet for it.
Chad is asking you guys to sing along.
Sorry, what?
Chad is asking you to sing along.
I will on the last one. I do know the lyrics. I have sung along to it, but I will on the last one. I'll let you guys experience it first, so you know what you're in for. And if anyone knows the lyrics, feel free to join on the second one, not this one. Alright, you guys can say this part. Hey! Alright, next time. You guys can do that, I believe in you. And this part. Ikuzi. If you can remember it. Yeah, Ikuzi! And then, yeah, you guys do this. I love that part, I just can't help but sing along to it. So you can move his head, it's useless, but it's cool. And this is completely pointless. It's not pointless for the second one though, that's more important. This one though, I just need to not fall.
Every time I watch this, I always come on this
Good part to come in on.
You're breaking towns and stuff?
Yeah, he's just blasting through like all these fisherman towns.
There's a lot of just on the water, middle of nowhere fishing villages.
Yeah. Just in the middle of the Sea of Japan.
With random mountains.
Yep.
I don't know what if it's part of the game.
You're not fully covered. What are we building out of the sky?
Alright. So here's Taisanda 2. He's called 2 because you fight him again, or you fight him in another Goemon game. So he's like rebuilt and back for more, I guess. It would be a good tagline for him, but he's just a gigantic robot fish, and he's the not the hardest Impact fight. That'd go to Balbera, which is the second last boss, but this guy's pretty tricky. So Impact fights are just stringing combos together. This guy's a very, very tight window to string combos together, so odds are I'm not going to get it, but I will try. So here we go. Too early. I can hook him there if I time it right, but I was way too early. Too early. So I'm going to do this combo, hopefully. Nope. There's a combo I can do where I can smack him around a bit. But I didn't do it right. It's pretty tricky to get the inputs. Again, his window is super tight. You're going to be seeing a combo during the last boss for sure. If I mess up the combos, then I'm bad at this game. But this guy's a very, very tight window, so it's not very likely that you're going to combo him. Yeah, that wasn't working. Yeah, so he has 2 phases, one above water and one underwater. When I knock him below 1200, he goes underwater. And from this point on, it's pretty simple. But again, he still has the same really tight window, so I'm going to try and infinite him, but probably won't happen. Alright, there's one. Alright, so that little slap gets him up. Is he going to whirlpool? No, he's not. Okay, cool. 450. Okay. I'm gonna do the killing combo here. I'm gonna infinite punch, I'm gonna boot him, and I'm gonna shoot a laser at him. And he's instead. The laser does 400 damage, so that was a bit overkill. I could have just shot him, or I could have punched him once and then lasered, but the odds of that happening were not very high. So that combo total probably did like 700 damage, or somewhere around that range. Because the punch does about 200, the kick does 100, and then the laser does 400. And yeah, I love this face. He just looks at the camera.
In before next Twitch.
That's my Twitch avatar, and I love it. I love it so much.
It's good. It's good.
So here he talks about like filming movies in America or something. I don't know. Impact story is pretty weird. So now, I believe it's time for some Kappa hype. We're gonna see a live actual Kappa. Well, not a live Kappa since they don't actually exist. But we're gonna be seeing a Kappa. An actual Kappa, not a sarcastic gray man. An actual green turtle fish, I think. And we're gonna give him a cucumber. Because Kappas.
How's the spam?
Oh, how's the chat? Yes, you gotta wait for a
Not
little
there
bit.
just yet.
Yeah, you gotta wait for a little bit.
Oh, it's
There it is.
However hard you're spamming right now, I need you to do it twice as hard when the Kappa is actually on screen. Which will be in about 40 seconds or so. Actually, about a minute. I need to talk to this guy first.
You heard him. Prepare your kappas.
Oh, I clicked through him. Thank you, studio.
No problem.
I'm just blasting through this. Oh, wait, I need to make an input soon. Alright, sadly we don't see the Kappa for very long. We see him for about 5 seconds, which is a shame, because he has really good music. But in 100% you see him for, like, in all of his glory. You see him as much as you would normally see him in a casual run, but here he is. The one and only actual Kappa. And that's all from him.
Looks just like a face on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly like it. I mean, I can see where he got it from. And there he goes. Alright, see you, Kappa. I don't see him again.
Chat has already been exploding for the past, like, minute
job.
and a half.
Good job, I'm proud of you guys. Okay, so coming up is the music that is very hard to play along with that I will try. However, I should say that when I do runs of this game, I do it off my monitor, off of AMREC, so I have slight input delay. Here I do not, so it should be better than it usually is, so let me try. I won't try for this map actually, because I need to make inputs. After this jump right here, I should be able to do it, but I'm not going to just because when I do it, I'm going to do it hard. That sounded weird. Alright, here we go. I need to focus pretty hard during this, actually. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time.
So how much time is that? I'll say.
None at all.
Oh, come on. Make up some.
Yeah, it's RNG manipulation
There we go.
for the upcoming boss. Speaking of, coming up is Festival Temple, which in any percent is super short, but it is my favorite dungeon in both 100% and 80%. But it has my least favorite boss, and before anyone says it, yes, I know that boss was featured in the first Goemon, because I know someone's gonna say it as some like ironic joke.
They could win now at least.
Because whenever I run this game, someone always says, "Hey, did you know this boss was featured in the first Goemon game?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. Thanks for that." Like for the 50th time in a row. Also, it's not that's a 100% thing, but when you talk to the old man to get your weapons upgraded in like the space castle, in the American version he's like, "Oh, I was looking at car magazines." However, in the Japanese version he says, "Oh, I was looking at hentai." So, thank you, Japan. And here's going to be another map glitch that's actually huge. It skips an entire character, because for those who do not know, there are 4 characters in this game, not 3. However, we skipped the 4th one. Well, technically we have him, he's just dead, because he's a robot and we need his batteries, but getting him is not worth it. Instead, we can just hold C right. How easy is that? So again, I'm map glitching here and I'm despawning everything in the area. Now, there's a wall blocking the entrance to this castle that you need the 4th character to unlock. However, it's not there right now. Will be in a second once I hit this loading zone. There it is. But I was in the loading zone when that appeared, so yeah. And this is Festival Temple, which has the best music of any dungeon. Oh, spooked you. That actually scared me. I thought I was gonna get crushed by that. If you get crushed by that, it's an instant kill. So here's another version of the sign put kind of glitch where I'm gonna get into a wall and it's not gonna know where to put me. So it's just gonna warp me up if I can get into the wall. This is not a hard skip, or not a hard slide. I don't know why I'm messing it up. Wow, that's really bad. This is like the normal distance that I'm usually at. I don't know why it's so difficult to get into it. I might have to re-enter here just because my distance is so messed up. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna jump and it's gonna put me into that loading zone there. Now another cool thing about the slide is that when you're doing it, you kind of maintain your position. So I can just go across that gap right there. Like gravity doesn't affect you while you're doing the slide. So you can just hover. Now the rest of this dungeon is pretty straightforward. I mean, I have like one more slide that I do, and that's really it. So just enjoy the music, I guess, because the music's pretty good. Also, I guess I should explain that I did a huge sequence break in the castle that skipped the entire castle. By doing that one slide that boosted me up, it skipped the entire castle. This is like the last room that you're supposed to go in. But I got that gold key from that slide, so thank you, Base of Bismarck. So coming up is the fish room. It can go one of two ways, good or bad, much like everything else in this game. And it all depends on how fast I slide. So the fish are on a cycle, and if I slide fast enough, I can get a really fast cycle. If I don't slide fast enough, I'll get a bad cycle. It's as simple as that. That shouldn't be fast enough.
I'm not pulling up to where something
I would have gotten it if I had gone for it, but I couldn't see anything, so I just didn't go for it. That's what I get for being safe. So here's what happens if I'm too slow. I have to wait for this fish to come down. However, if I made that jump earlier, I would have gotten the cycle and I would have saved like 20 seconds.
So it's not the practice one yet?
Not practice.
Okay.
Fun fact about the game here, you can soft lock it by zooming the camera in. I don't know why. But you can't soft lock the game, and I have done it before. So that was pretty cool. And coming up is Tsurami, the aforementioned boss who was in the first Goemon game. Wait, where's this guy from? Does anyone know where this boss is from?
I believe he's from the first Goemon.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think
Thanks.
it's from in one on Gammon on this one. Not sure.
So here's Tsurami, he's my least favorite boss. He's just a pain in the ass. So how we're gonna beat this boss is we're gonna clip into his little zone and just hammer at him. However, clipping into his zone is very hard because the camera is really messed up, so I can't really tell where I am. Oh, but I did it. Cool. So now we just hit him. But this is why I hate Tsurami, is because he bobs up and down, and his bobbing is random. If he bobs at a certain height, you can't hit him. You just can't, so you gotta sit there and wait for him. And you can get hit, and you can get knocked off the podium, which will require you to do the slide again, which you don't want to do. But obviously, this little slide makes this boss completely trivial, because I'm just sitting here and whacking away at him. I think it's one more hit, and then the last phase. Okay, should be 3 more hits at this point. Now I'm going to want to position myself in a certain spot so that I collect the miracle item as fast as possible. If I position myself on the opposite side of this, Ibizmir will take a very long time to walk to it. However, if I position myself right here, can I please hit this boss, please? Thank you. If I position myself right here, Ibizmir will walk directly towards the miracle item. And it'll save me like 15 seconds.
How are you normally supposed to hit him?
He throws plates, like energy plates or whatever, and he throws like nothing but blue ones, but then he throws red ones that you can hit back at him, and that's how you hit him. And it takes a really long time. that fight cuts down like 3 minutes. So again, my positioning is going to play part here, so I'm just going to walk directly towards the miracle item.
Fun fact that chat just provided. Apparently that boss was from the first game as well.
Thank you, Chad. I didn't know that.
It's cool they put throwbacks like that in.
Alright, so now we're done on this mortal plane. We're gonna go to space. Because, you know, that's the next logical step. Space is pretty cool. It has pretty good music. And the dungeons are pretty neat. However, it's very random. Well, it's not very random. There's two specific instances of randomness, and it's the fans. If you're familiar with me running this game, you know that the fans are completely random. You can fall through them anytime they decide. And if you fall through a fan, then you have to redo the entire room, which costs you like 15 seconds usually. So we'll get to those in a couple of minutes. And hopefully they go well, but probably won't. And again, just more dialogue here. Excuse me, I want to save here. Okay. We're going to warp back to Festival Village. Jeez. Because that is where the spaceship is. It's a very modern spaceship. If you recognize any spaceships from our day, they look very similar. Okay, and I did warp to the right place. Good. I don't usually warp to the wrong place. The inputs are pretty... I've memorized the inputs by now, but I have warped... I have misinput, I guess the term would be, where I make an input earlier than I should have, and I warp to the wrong place that way, so... Thankfully I didn't do that in this run, because we're done warping for now. Or for the rest of the run, rather. I'm coming up with the last two dungeons of the game. And the last two boss fights. So I'm gonna map glitch here just to save frames. It's kinda laggy here, not really super laggy, but I mean, it's sort of laggy, so you should map glitch. So I'm gonna despawn the Sea of Japan because it's, you know, it's laggy. It's not there right now. If you actually go to the bottom of the sea and you respawn the water, you'll soft lock your game because the game doesn't know what to do at that moment. Because you're not supposed to be under the water with anything but mermaidia. So here is our spaceship. As you can see, it's very modern, very practical design. Tribal heads are pretty in right now, I hear, in NASA. So we give this guy our miracle items, and he just takes us off into space. And these next two dungeons have really good music, but there's a lot to explain, so I'll probably be talking over it the whole time, so sorry about that. And off we go. So these are referred to as Musical Castle. There's Musical Castle 1 and 2. 1 is difficult, 2 is a joke. And here we go. This is the place where fans happen. Not yet, but this is the dungeon where it happens. Alright, I don't want to fall in this ring, or else I lose time. That's bad. Here's that ledge boosting thing I was talking about. I don't know why it works, but again, it's another part of skipping Sasuke, who's the 4th character, because you need him to get up those ledges. But thankfully, since ledges are completely busted, we don't need Sasuke. That's bad, but whatever. Alright, here's the scariest part where I can fall. It's hard to see, but I didn't fall, thankfully. So here are the fans. These fans are usually pretty nice, but I didn't fall through that one. I just missed it. So there's a backup strat. I have to do a slide here. Again, I got it. However, for the second room, there is no backup strat, so if I fall through the fans, that's just how it is. And I'm gonna do a YOLO jump, or just jump without moving the camera. Hopefully I get it. Okay, cool. That's not that hard, but it looks cool. Where am I going? Alright. A lot of sequence breaking in this dungeon is done by just sliding into walls and boosting up them. Like in here, I'm gonna get the key without having impact going on, which is Super Saiyan Goemon, which I was talking about before. That was bad. I notice when I run this game and the run progresses to the later stages, I just get worse and worse at doing slides. I don't know why, it just kind of happens. And I don't know why I'm not clipping either, because it just usually is not a problem. Okay, what's going on? This is actually kind of ridiculous. I usually get this first try every single time. There, Jesus. And that's all that it was. So here's the second fan room that I hopefully one cycle. Nope. That's what I was talking about. You can just randomly fall through the fans. I don't know what causes it. My theory is that there are like, if you can see how the fans are divided, there's like 4 little sections. My theory is that if you land on one of the where the sections split, you just fall through the fan. So here's probably the most broken room. I mean, it's not really that broken, but it looks kind of broken. So I'm gonna clip out of bounds here. This is one of the few times out of bounds is actually useful. By going in here and getting big, which you're not supposed to do. So now I'm in the wall, and I want to get to a very specific point and jump. And that will boost me up there. Cool. And that skips like 3 keys or something. Skips quite a bit. And now that's Musical Castle 1. There's one room left, but it's not really an issue. It's this room. All I have to do is hit a button, which is kind of finicky, but it didn't prove much of an issue. Now I'd like to not fall here.
So what for that?
Like,
That was not on purpose, though it seemed like it was. Okay, that's like a frame saver just because walking is faster than swimming. So there's a huge hedge maze here, and it's kind of annoying on a casual playthrough, but of course we have a Bismer, so we really don't need to worry about that. Because we're just going to clip into it, assuming I can do the slide. There we go. Now, normally I'd clip through this wall, however the game designers were kind enough to make me be able to just walk right through it. So I'm just going to walk into this corner here and clip into it. I don't know why that works. It's like the only corner in the game that it does. And that's like an optimal thing. I don't need the slide there, but it's the fastest way of getting out of the mini Bismer. Yeah, dancing, I don't know.
I
Japan.
think those are funny little legs too. That gets on top of.
So this one slide skips the entire dungeon, and I got it first try, that's cool. That's the entire dungeon that I just skipped by doing that slide. And this is the last few rooms of the game. Nothing really can screw me over at this point. Again, I'm not trying to set anything up, so if something bad happens, then I guess I brought it upon myself.
The only thing that can screw you over right now is yourself.
So I can one cycle this room if I don't get a falling animation. Of course I got one. If you don't get a falling animation, you can just run like right through, but if you get a falling animation, it'll cause the room to start spinning, and you miss your chance to just walk right through. And this place has great music, but it's a shame because this dungeon's only like 2 minutes long. Oh jeez, the geometry on this thing is really, really weird. Gonna boost up here, and that's it. So if you've never witnessed the ending of this game, it's pretty cool. There's this, what's the word, opera? Called Gorgeous My Stage that you need to experience. It's coming up in about 30 seconds. I don't know the context behind this. I think the guys just show up and they're like, hey, these guys are here, we might as well show them what we're all about. And they perform an opera. I don't know why. So here's Gorgeous My Stage. Enjoy it. It's pretty good. Just my stage. I'm not gonna hold that note. I don't like holding notes. I'm sorry.
Alright, wonderful.
Now, what you've probably not all been waiting for, but you asked for it. I will sing the Impact theme, because I know it and I like singing it. So you guys can provide the backup with the hey
Hey.
and the IQZ if you feel like it.
That was the $0 donation incentive.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. I apologize if my voice cracks at all, and if I sing in the wrong range, which I do a lot.
We made it through a Yama scene rock band. We can handle anything.
Alright.
Face.
More utai yo se ne ukete yukuso hashin mashin ga unaru oe wa kikai da tetsujin da
Hey!
iwa wa takui fuck haname no tamashi
Break
no break down
There we go.
Wari yatsura wo buchi kawase Shisatsu Genkai power de Hakuretsu Paunchi. I'm in the wrong range, so I'm not gonna sing this, sorry. But yeah, that's the Impact theme. I butchered it, but you guys wanted that.
Chat is a wall of Craigasm.
Alright, so this part is actually really important. I need a specific amount of Rio here, or else the next fight is gonna go really bad. And that's not good. That doesn't really lose me anything except time spent on the ground, which I can use getting Rio. So I'm going to take this really slow and get as much Rio as I can because I fell. That is a pretty good animation though, I have to say.
Hold the off. Just boom right back in.
So you'll see why I need Rio in a second. The next boss is not damageable without Rio. Well, I can damage him with a laser, but I'm not going to hit him with 4 lasers in a row, or 5. And man, I am getting barely any Rio. This is not good. I'm going to take this like stupidly slow, just so I can make sure that this fight doesn't take ages. If I don't have a certain amount of Rio, then I will run out in the middle of the fight, and that will not be good.
Are these sections predetermined, like the items that are on the ground?
Alright, 383 is doable. That's a lot lower than I'd like, though. I'd like 400, but we can make do. So, you can get a perfect boss fight on this guy, too. You can kill him in 2 cycles, I think, and I've only done it once in my entire speedrunning career of this game, and I've fought this boss hundreds of times. So if I got it now, that'd be really cool. I've gotten very close to it a lot of times, but it's such a tight timing. So I'm going to shoot Rio with the Z button, but I'm going to use 2 fingers to spam it like as fast as I can. And the goal with this guy is to kill his peaches. Because if you kill his little peaches, then he opens back up and you can damage him again. And 700 is decent. However, hitting these peaches is a gigantic pain in the ass because depth perception plus N64 does not equal a good combination. Like I have a very hard time of determining where they are. Okay, I killed them all, so he's gonna open up again. Now I need to do a lot of damage from this phase if I want to 2-cycle him. It's possible, it's not likely though. Yeah, see if I lasered there, I maybe would have gotten it. I highly doubt it, but... Awesome, cool. All I need to do is hit him with this, and that's Valbera. That was a really good Valbera. I'm proud of that. Wait, what? I hit his beam! I didn't hit him! Oh my god.
No clap for you.
I didn't even know how that happened. That was clearly above it. I'm gonna get some more Rio. That was trash. I'm sorry. That's just the kind of thing that happened to me in a marathon, I guess. I tricked you all.